Hey guys, and welcome to the Fathom Podcast, episode 007, Pod T-Cast Party. Our guest today is Alex Holty. Our substance is tea. Our theme is alcoholism and music. And that's about it. Alex, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, sir. How are you?
Calvin, we're at Calvin's house. We're at Studio C.
Yo.
Recording, engineering, yada, yada, yada. This is kind of the celebration of our album. These are the guys that helped me with my last album, Momento Mori. Check it out on Bandcamp or like randomly all over YouTube. But so I took a couple months off because we hit the halfway break of my podcast. I had to move. I got like mentally ill from recording this sad ass album. I went through some changes, dropped a project with these guys. Anyways, I'm glad to be back. Today we got Alex Holty, like I said before, Calvin Creapeau, a couple of friends of mine. Alex is a guitar, it says gut air, but he's a guitar player, music composer, and singer dude. I'm pretty sure he's out of Eau Claire, right?
Chippewa Falls.
Chippewa Falls, that's Eau Claire. It's the same shit. You know what I mean? What? Alyssa told me that you were a pastor.
A pastor? No.
What did you do at the church?
When I met Alyssa, I was a youth leader in the youth group.
A youth leader.
Yeah.
A Christian youth leader back in the day.
That's
he works
right.
in real estate. He does stuff with houses. I'm not exactly sure what he does.
I'm maintenance.
Right. And I met him a long time ago, which I hardly remember because I was a child then. But then now that I've been kicking it with Calvin Creapeau,
Hey, you got it right.
they're neighbors, and they cause all sorts of hell. And then we got to do this cool project. So super glad to have him here today. And tonight we're drinking tea. What is tea?
Chai tea latte.
Chai tea latte. We got twisted teas. We got regular tea. We're going to bust a bunch of tea. But what is tea, actually? As far as I know, it's just chopped up leaves. I know one thing about tea, that if you leave the tea bag in the water too long, it actually tastes like balls. I didn't even know that. I used to just put the thing in there, and then I used to drink the tea. Oh,
I didn't even start steeping tea till like I met my wife. She started
Steeping tea? Did you say steep tea?
Yeah. So when you put the leaf into the water, you want to keep the steam within the
See,
cup.
I know nothing about
And so she would put the small, the tea.
Are you talking about your balls?
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
no,
it's tea bag.
no, that's usually I say.
So you actually made tea with leaves before, tea leaves.
Yeah. Well,
So you actually know about tea.
Well, I'm just saying. When I met my wife, Kelly, she showed me that you put like a small little plate, like the little teacup plate, on top of the teacup.
Okay.
And you let it for a couple minutes. You let the
steam do something.
do whatever it does.
So when I'm doing a tea party with my kid, that little glass underneath the tea needs to go on top for a little bit. So I actually have to wash the plates underneath the teacup and then use that to put over that. You're telling me that that's something I got to do?
Or maybe you have a designated steep.
Or like your own
Steeper?
special thing to put over the tea.
I don't know.
Tell me about tea. I don't know anything about tea. I don't drink tea. I drink coffee. I drink beer. I drink sugar.
All I know is that
Water when I'm hungover.
like
You wanted the tea
when I
episode.
don't feel well.
You drink tea because it
drink tea.
detoxes you.
Yeah, like I just.
Because when I was shopping for tea, a lot of them said detox,
Yeah.
and that doesn't sound pleasant.
Well, I don't know, man. I drink so much soda.
They got tea for everything.
So,
now.
like, you put tea in your body, and then tea gets rid of all the bad shit. Tea is so good that it gets rid of bad shit inside your body.
I would hope
Yeah.
so. Otherwise, would the packages not be telling the truth? You think?
Oh God, that would be weird. I don't know, but what is tea? Tea is a plant,
Yeah, like
like a green tea plant, and then there's like
I almost brought raspberry leaf tea.
I gotta tell you one thing. We just I bought that Tai Chi tea. Tai Chi. It sounds like a kung fu move.
It is.
Chai tea.
Isn't
Or how do you? Yeah, chai tea. Yeah, is that a fucking Is that also a fighting style?
Was it Tai Chi?
Tai Chi. And
Tai Chi,
what are we drinking?
No, Tai Chi, I think, isn't that where they move in slow motion? The
So that's like
movements
slow-
for muscle memory.
Is that the
and
same thing? What is this called? This is called
Chai tea.
chai tea.
So it's the opposite. So Tai Chi, it's Chai tea. Let's drink some Chai tea while doing Tai Chi.
Yeah, that's no.
I think we can start something.
That just got weird. Well, anyways, tell me about tea. Why did you want tea?
Well, when we were talking substances, I've been sick for a couple weeks, and
you
I've
need to
been
get better.
and I've been drinking tea.
Has it
And
been
then-
helping?
But then also I drank some like store bought, like cold, like tea, and I started looking at the ingredients, and I was pretty much just drinking sugar, high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
And it made me feel so crappy compared to
So there's
actual,
no
like,
sugar
real
in this?
tea.
There's got to be sugar in this.
Well, there probably is in this. This came from like a box, and you mix it with milk.
Yeah,
But it's
it's
still
good.
pretty delish.
Yeah.
It's good. I
think
also have
it's
twisted tea because
yummy
because
In my
alcohol
belly.
is sort of a thing we do in the podcast, and I don't know. I just thought I was gonna be like, "Yo, here's tea," and then I was gonna be like, "I brought alcohol tea."
Let's talk about alcoholism.
Yeah. Well, right. Yeah. Because, I figured the only reason I wanted to talk about that is because our album slowly kind of has a theme of
It does.
of alcohol and loneliness destroying your fucking life, and I figured we'd get into that. But yeah. So yeah, that's it. You wanted tea because you wanted to drink tea because you wanted to heal up. You wanted to feel better, and
Well, I wanted beer originally. That was.
I said we
when
could
you
do-
said it, but then I
I
just.
said light beer because we did like beer. We could have did like dark
Then I'd
beer.
be like, "Excuse me, I have to pee every 5 minutes."
Tea's not gonna make you pee.
Well,
Tea will make you pee.
tea will make- I'm sure. Tea
Any
will make it-
liquid will make you pee.
Well, I'm sure it will.
I swear so much on this podcast. I just realized like it's so bad.
Yeah, but you can always go in and bleep that.
You know what they say? You know what they say though? People that swear and are rude are the best friends you can have.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Did you just make that shit up?
No, I see it. I see it in memes.
I
Memes?
want, right then, I would just want to go F&A.
F&A. Anyways, so like every podcast,
Might be listening.
I don't actually know Alex that good.
So 6 years ago, you were in a band. I think it was Corey and the Cuddle Kittens.
No.
I think
It was Fathom and the Wolf Pact, PACT.
Oh, that's right.
It was originally
thought it
Fathom.
was the
It was
Cuddle
originally Fathom in the All Star Band,
Okay, right on.
and that was our
That's
first
no
show.
offense to any members of that band. I just felt
The
like-
Cuddle Kittens.
I couldn't.
Do you remember who's in the band?
I couldn't remember the name of the band, so I thought I'd.
Fathom and the Wolf Pact. We never like recorded anything. It was just we did my songs, and they would play songs, and then I would put previously Fathom vocals over it.
But I remember Johnny was in it.
It
so
was
I came
John
and
John
visited.
Seeley was like the last member added. It was originally DJ Beasy, Ben Weiler, Zach Hoff,
Yeah, holy crap! How could I forget
Adam
Zach?
Toms originally played bass, and then he left, and then Seeley took over for Adam Toms.
Oh man, Zach Worley went on to do something with his organ. Not to.
Yeah, when he
interrupt you.
was a gift, and then I'm playing a show in Halloween with Hoff. I put Hoff on the bill, and he doesn't want to be called Zach anymore. He's just Hoff, not Zach.
Right
Hoff.
on, kind. Yeah, I can appreciate that. I like.
Well, we
Holty.
got to fight over the flyer because like I had this perfect space picked out. I don't know. I can't talk about
Hey,
it.
no,
He'll probably be
no
fucking-
negativity.
He'll probably be pissed, but he doesn't like the name Zach
Love
Off
you, Zach.
because you say it real fast.
You got magic in those fingertips.
But anyways, before you get into how you met me and how you know me and how we know each other, usually I do a little roast portion. And it's hard. It's hard to roast. And it's not even that good. I probably should have just said it without saying I'm going to roast you.
Not-
But
if you have to
Alex is a
introduce it-
backwoods, grit and dirt type of a man that seems like he grew up on a farm and so often let down his father because he couldn't cut it as a farmer. Did you grow up on a farm?
No, not at all.
Where'd you grow up?
South
Chippewa
side
Falls.
of Chippewa, Irvine Street.
Did you let your dad down a
Son-
lot?
Son of an HVAC man.
Son of an HVAC man.
So yeah,
That's good.
That's
Alex,
like farmer of heating and cooling. though,
yeah,
isn't
because
it?
I mean, he would wake me up in the middle of the night, and be like, "Tell me how Teflon and AC works." No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
I didn't get that because I also often let down my father, and I can't even change my oil. It's a fact.
Real Packer fan.
Alex is really flaky. He's awkward in social situations, constantly bailing to Texas in the middle of projects. I wrote that before he said that in the text message, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really have anything to make fun of you besides,
that sucks.
you're basically a country singer that's
That
greatest
hates
accomplishment was working with a rapper.
hates country music. I know. I'll be honest. I don't care, and we'll get into it later about a lot of the reasons why I hate commercial country music.
Well, nobody likes modern
But
country. It's all
It has a lot to do with the alcoholism.
alcohol.
Alcohol.
How much alcohol
How
did you
many
drink
another
today?
chai tea special?
He's wasted.
His grandpa's cough syrup.
How do you spell chai tea?
Look up Tai Chi and then just
Reverse it.
reverse it.
Whoops, excuse me. I guess tea makes you burp. But anyway, so
But you brought up going to Texas. I just want to catch up.
yeah, no, just like
Touch
this
on
project
that. That was
was
hilarious.
six tracks.
Like
Took 2 years.
Corey and I talked to each other, and we're like, "Hey, we should do something. We'll get a hold of each other. We'll get a hold of each other." Then we finally get a hold of each other, and
How long did it take to do
take a
this?
job.
6 tracks.
Yeah,
That was-
tracks,
that was
2 years.
supposed-
We did 3 tracks a year, guys.
It was
Come
supposed
on.
to be just me driving a truck down to Texas, and I ended up looking at what the guy was doing there, which was beekeeping, and I was thinking to myself, "This is pretty sweet." So I stayed on for 7 months, going back and forth from Wisconsin to Texas. And the whole time Corey's like, "Hey, when are we gonna finish this?"
Well, I'm not. I'm patient in like certain
How you
things, but
doing? When are we gonna finish this?
Well, and then yeah, Calvin would be like, "Well, he's gone for like 6 months," but it doesn't matter. We got it done, and let's not make fun of our own project, I guess. But we were saying before that you met me back in the Wolf Pack, and then you came to see Sealy, probably the House of Rock or something.
No, you were living on 8th Street.
When I was living on 8th Street, was I living with Jesse Bueller?
You were living with the DJ.
Yeah, Bueller.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and we watched heavy metal, and then you told me all about.
Oh yeah, you came over.
Your child and watching that when you were younger.
Yeah,
and,
okay.
just
I
everything
watched
that
Heavy
it-
Metal
that movie
2
meant
days
to you.
ago. I just watched Heavy Metal 2 days ago. It's a movie about a ball that rules the world, and yeah, women are constantly naked, and it's just a bunch of short stories that kind of put all together. It's actually a really good movie. That's tight.
Gosh, I don't remember that.
I sort of remember that. You don't remember the movie
No.
Heavy Metal?
I remember we watched it, and then you told me a lot about watching it as a kid.
Oh yeah, I watch it all the time. I had a bunch of Heavy Metal magazines, and
Yeah.
I was way into it. But so that's where we met, and then you said you could make rap beats better than everybody else. Shots fired.
I just
The best producer. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
ripped my shirt, and I said, "Just give me a chance." And
That was
Yeah.
back then.
I was just crying at your feet.
Even then, he was
No,
like,
no.
I can make rap beats.
No.
No, I'm talking about when you showed up, and then your neighbor.
The real the music that I brought to you was from my prior marriage.
Oh god, this is good.
It is good.
You had a prior marriage?
Yeah, I was living above, living with my friend Dan Green, and living in a bedroom in their second floor, and playing the same songs over and over on the piano and on the guitar, to the point to where they actually asked me if I could play something else, but I was just getting these feelings out, and then that was about 11 years ago, and it turned into just me kind of developing it over probably 4 or 5 years until we met, which was 6 years ago, to clarify. That
Was it?
Yeah, it was 6 years
Because
ago.
the
Ray
Wolf
was
Pack
just-
was a long time ago.
Was
wasn't
that a
it?
long time ago? Because I could have sworn Ray was in an infant's child seat.
Well, my daughter's only 6.
Yeah.
Oh, but it could have been her mom had another kid.
Okay, then.
So that was probably my
So-
daughter's half-sister.
Okay, because when I was looking and I was trying to get my dates right, and I saw that your daughter was only 6
Yeah,
years
no,
old.
that wouldn't have been her because she's only
Okay, so how old
6.
was the older? Okay, so that child was small.
Okay, yeah, and
So
and then
then
that would have been when I lived with BZ. So that would have been probably 8 years ago.
Okay, so then I developed it for a couple years then.
Okay.
To clarify,
Yeah.
it was so long ago, but
Yeah, I honestly,
it was the tones.
I didn't remember it until you just said.
And the emotions
came over with Sealy.
Of tones and emotions of and shades and coloring of just the feelings of knowing that I had failed at that marriage, knowing that I was that was the guy that just had let someone else down. And so this, I mean, getting this album out, and on a side note, you know, having the marriage that I currently have, you know, getting that music down and recorded and kind of just off my chest in a way.
It's like leaving it behind, moving on.
Yeah, because you know, I wanted to get it down, but the whole time though, I was,
maybe that's why I can't get over some of my exes, because I never wrote about them.
Yeah, like intake, like that. Right.
There's exes I never wrote a fucking song about.
That
just because I don't want to give it to them. You know what I mean?
it's not so much.
But I get it, you know,
are about my ex-wife.
Yeah,
at
but
all.
they're about
just
how
the,
you
the
felt.
Feelings of
You got it off your chest. You were holding on to it to make a dope ass song.
right.
You got it out.
Like intake specifically, I remember it was one of your guys' practices, and I don't know if I had my guitar on me, but I even tried to play it on a sidewalk as we were leaving, and I was like, "Hey man, just listen to this real quick." Yeah, it was intake.
Yeah.
Like that was that.
Well, that's the song that created the whole project.
Yeah,
And honestly, my
it's
favorite.
amazing the way that this whole developed. Like I listened to the album, and the more that I listen to it, I hear the marriage of our crafts during a time of divorce.
You're laying back again.
Like, oh, I'm laying back. Sorry. I hear the.
He likes to relax. He likes to relax.
I do. Well, you guys are on
That's
chairs.
why the album took 2 years.
To clarify, you guys are on chairs,
Well, sit up. Well, take
and
a-
I'm on a couch.
Speaking of the album, you
It
know how
is-
many times he's fallen asleep on that couch and finished the track
I've
for
fallen
the
asleep
album,
on
you
that
know,
couch
so,
too,
like,
though.
yeah.
It's
I've
an
fallen asleep
emotional
on that
process. It's emotional. It takes a lot
tiring.
out of you.
It's tiring. Well, okay, so yeah, that kind of explains the project, and we'll probably get into that a little bit too. Maybe we can get into it right now. You wanted it to be a lobster thing.
What I wanted was
You wanted it to be a lobster thing, and I tell you what, I looked for 3 days looking at pictures of lobsters, and lobsters aren't even that fuck cool. I mean, lobsters are cool, and I saw that movie, The Lobster, and you know it's great and everything, but like, fuck, man, I didn't know what to do, and so I was looking through all these lobster pictures, and because we were gonna like kind of theme it the lobster, and it ended up becoming a dead fish type of thing, which is because if you search enough lobster pictures, just fish start showing up.
right.
So I don't know, and I saw dead fish, and I was like, that makes more sense, and you guys were cool enough to be down with it, but yeah, I don't know, lobsters are cool, and I get the whole theme, but God, are those ugly fucking animals.
I already have ideas for fur. That's my Chippewa accent coming out. I already have ideas for. I have ideas for the next cover art of our next project.
All right.
And it has to do with a fish, and I like the route that we went. Like, I would have been kind of
With the
ripping
alcohol
off
theme
the,
and then the sadness.
yeah. The lobster was me ripping off a.
And then you being you're someone. Aren't
there
you
was
in
a rabbi that had like a YouTube video that I saw that just explained, lobsters growing by shedding their hard shells, but it's really uncomfortable. But they do it anyway, so like change is really uncomfortable. But you get bigger and you get a new shell. But I mean, I'm just.
Are you an outdoorsman?
Destroying. No, I'm not.
You're not.
I grew up in Chippewa, and
I mean, you don't fish, you don't hunt.
I am
you don't...
not a true Chippewa boy. Like if I ever.
Well, I was born in Chippewa too. I never lived in Chippewa, but I was born in Chippewa. And
yeah, I was born.
I never hunted. I never fished. I was an indoor kid. I like to watch TV. I like to, stay inside, man. I don't like the sun. I don't like the river. I don't think that we're water animals. Why would we go in the water?
I love water.
Why would we like shed our skin and go embarrass our Wisconsin bodies in front of other people? I don't do that. I don't really jump in the. I mean, I will jump in the water if I have to for like my kid or like see a chick in a bikini. I don't know. There's reasons I will go in the water, but I will not like it. I don't even like going out in the day. I like the winter better than the summer because in the wintertime you can go outside in the middle of the night and you hear nothing.
Yeah, that is
The
beautiful.
peace and the smell and everything is dead. You don't smell garbage. You don't smell people. You don't. The winter's beautiful. Anybody lives in Wisconsin hating on us, you guys, you're not looking at it right. Okay, you're watching too much TV. Go to California. Go to Florida. I don't care. I want less you people around here anyways. Wisconsin's cool. I mean, I appreciate. I don't know, but I don't think we should go on the water. I don't know.
I have to disagree with you. I'm a water baby. My mom lied about my age when I was 15 months old to get me into.
She lied about. Oh,
an
and she
18
never
months-
told you about
an
the
eight-
lie.
No, she told me an 18-month-old, age requirement for starting swimming lessons. And from that point on, I was on the swim team.
So it sounds a little bit like
my
you're an
kids are on the
outdoorsman.
swim team. Well, I was
big swimmer?
trying to talk. Can I finish? May I finish? When you asked me, if I was an outdoorsman, I was trying to explain. I grew up in Chippewa. I did not hunt fish growing up, but now later on in life, I've hunted for the last couple of years, gotten into fishing. And what I was gonna say when you were talking about winter, for me, I went to Caryville and I went, I want to say muskie fishing, and that was in the middle of the night, and that was like midnight or 1 a.m. with my friend Dave Jager, and we were sitting there in our chairs next to the river, and I remember thinking this is the most peaceful
Yeah,
thing I've ever experienced.
yeah.
And
I mean,
Man,
Walmart in Wisconsin is not a cool place.
no,
Outdoors in Wisconsin is a good place. I don't really like going outside, but yeah. Well, anyway, should we get into the questions?
sure.
Should we get into the questions? The first question is lame. Not really. I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. Because sometimes you have to say crazy things to get people to listen. And I know he's a little worried about it.
I said, "Listen here, sir."
I said, listen here.
I said, "Listen here."
And so we're going to talk about some things that maybe aren't so tasteful, but that's the podcast world. This isn't radio. The reason why podcasts are popular is because you can say whatever you want to say. So apologize to anybody that's offended by anything that we say. Alex is actually a really good guy, and we're just both artists, and we get together, and, my family doesn't listen to my things because they know. But
He was flicking me off the entire time. He apologized.
yeah, I
just
did.
want to say that.
So we went through all the chai tea, which was fantastic. We got water boiling. We got twisted teas. Funny thing, since, we kind of have a dead fish theme in our album, Alex brought sushi.
Aldi's has amazing sushi. It's not even real sushi. Like, I feel like I need to apologize to people that
Well, it's fine.
roll real sushi.
You brought fake
I've o-
sushi.
I've only ate sushi once, and it was a California roll, and I'm the type of person that overthinks things, so I was like, I ate it, and then I was like, I started thinking there was worms in my stomach, man, so I'm going to do this because he was kind enough to bring this, and we're going to eat some sushi, and I know Calvin's not a sushi guy, so we're going to eat this imitation sushi in celebration of our album because we're all very proud of it. With that being said, it's just about thought. We're going to eat that pretty soon. But before we do that, we're going to talk about some gross things. I have a question. Or more like, let's do this.
I have 3 kids. We always kind of mix eating at the table with talking about gross things.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's fair for any parent. I want us to rate the grossest things that come out of our body from least grossest to grossest.
All right, so, my vivid first memory of a zit was on my butt. And
You have a memory of seeing
And
them?
I remember-
How do you see a zit on your butt?
I remember
mirror?
I was
Yeah.
on a I was on a trip for it must have been for our middle school, like a basketball trip.
So
of some
zit
sort.
cream is the least grossest
And I
thing that
remember
comes out of our body?
I was in a bathroom and they had a mirror that it must have been like a locker room, and I remember turning, comfortable enough, so I had to have been in the locker room of revealing my buttocks. And I remember looking at it and seeing it and squeezing it and it hitting the mirror, and I remember thinking that's by far one of the grossest things that I've awesomely done.
Popped a zit on your ass?
Yeah.
Wow, but is that the least grossest? What's the least grossest thing that comes out of your body?
Least grossest? Having asthma, and every time I get sick, it ends in my lungs.
So
and,
air,
and,
I guess.
And coughing and hacking and No, you said least grossest.
Alex is the sickest human being I know.
I know.
Every time we see him, he has a cold or he's sick and he's hacking and he's
Why he
sneezing.
loves tea.
And I'm like, hey, let's make an album.
Yeah,
Go
but
to the hospital.
that's just a side note.
See you in
Well, I don't
12
know.
months.
I guess that's kind of hard. I made a little list, and so I'm thinking sweat is the least grossest thing that comes out.
I
of a
don't know,
person's
man.
body.
Like I
Sweat's
sweat
gross.
Like there's nobody's business.
But if like
man.
somebody
In the-
smeared sweat on me, I wouldn't like run to the bathroom. I'd just kind of wipe it off at the bottom of my t-shirt.
When I am working and I am in the apartment of a tenant and they don't have AC and it's Friday 4:30 and I'm getting frustrated at what I'm taking apart and trying to fix in their bathroom and I just start sweating out of anger.
You sweat.
Totally. I'm Latin. I just sweat out of anger. But I also, it's just, I sweat when I'm warm, and I'm not talking hot. Like just when I'm a little bit warm. Like fall's my favorite time of year because
You don't sweat that
I
much.
don't sweat that much. But when I'm at that state, that's when I think I'm just absolutely like a disgusting B-movie character, like a monster that's just like sweating over people and they turn into zombies because I'm just like I just feel so gross.
So you think what thing comes out of your body that's least? I mean, because
Tears.
it's least. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say tears.
I didn't think of that. Okay, well let me do my whole list and then we'll see what you guys can add and you tell me what I'm wrong on. I have sweat, blood, spit, snot, farts, urine. And then the grossest is doo-doo.
Yeah.
I think blood.
I mean,
the
I
most
think a lot of
amazing
people
thing,
think that
'cause
blood
we
is
don't
gross.
give really
But it's
saliva,
really not that gross.
Saliva and blood. Those are two things that we willingly give.
We willingly give blood to other people?
Like we throw away.
I mean, spit when we kiss.
We throw away the snot rags. We, when we're crying, we wipe them away.
But then we'll put our tongue down another person's throat.
But then we'll like willingly be like, "Hey, taste my mouth," or
So I forgot tears, and I forgot zits.
Yeah, but you don't do that with everybody that you see.
No, I guess that's what makes.
Yeah,
it
but
so
when you
special
love
when
somebody, you don't share snot either.
Right.
No, you don't. Yeah.
And I did put. I guess maybe spit shouldn't have been where
But
it is.
blood we share with complete strangers.
Well, because they need it.
But no,
I've
just
never,
saying,
like,
though, isn't that
given-
amazing that like
I mean, besides maybe
saliva,
like
there has to be some type of wall.
I did a
that
blood
we,
trust with my friends when I was younger, and we cut our hand and made a promise. I guess that was the only time I think I've ever shared blood with another person.
Yeah.
Well, see, the
That-
thing about blood though is
didn't think
we're
about
not
that.
supposed to lose it.
Yeah, we're not
Correct.
supposed to.
Yeah, I
Are
mean,
we
we
spo-
get cut.
Yeah, I guess
you
we're
know,
supposed
we
to lose
bleed,
doo-doo, we're supposed
but
to
we're
lose
not
your-
supposed to. Like, we need that for our bodies.
So it's not that it's
Whereas
gross,
everything else is kind
scary.
of just a discharge.
Well, just because a disease makes blood gross. I mean, I was bartending and somebody like cut themselves at a mosh pit. And then like I gave them some towels, not even know what I was getting it for. And then after they like mopped up the blood, they threw it at me, like to throw it away, like just here, catch.
Right.
And I was like, what the? This is blood. And I didn't know whose blood it was. And I remember I being really like upset.
That is
But because they didn't warn
Not
me, like put
okay.
some gloves on. I'm about to
Right.
throw you a bloody rag.
you're like here, get it
But,
by
like,
my mouth.
I mean, I don't know, but I don't think blood's gross. Like if I see blood on the floor, I'd be less grossed out than if I saw urine on the floor.
So tears are like emotional because it's happy or sad. Snot's a lot of times it's your body either fighting or failing from infection, or it's
I
either
thought
overcoming or
snot was
failing.
what was the membrane that covered your
think-
brain. It was like the stuff that was around your brain, and then it was when your body would overcompensate and make more. Isn't it just brain lube?
I don't know.
Snot brain lube?
I
Or
could
is
be
that just-
I could be completely wrong on.
I'm not
on
sure
my
either.
thoughts. I've never given it the old Google, but I
Might be worth a
when
Google.
when I'm draining, to get real about asthma, and like when I'm draining at the end of sickness and just everything's coming out, my nasal cavities.
Yeah.
It's like it's a positive thing to me because it's coming out, And
Yeah,
like
sure.
so it's like
That's true.
tears.
Well, yeah, you want to
you
vomit.
got tears,
I
you
didn't
got-
even write down vomit. Actually,
I was
vomit's
gonna
gross.
say,
But what Cal was saying, it's like it's when you see blood, it's a serious thing.
Yeah,
Or
it's
when
like-
you give blood, you're giving it for a serious reason.
Don't forget about that boiling water. I don't
That's
know if
right.
it's boiling now. Maybe fill some water in there, and then we'll get some tea pods in there. But okay, so I forgot vomit. I forgot tears. What else? I forgot zits.
Vomit is your body rejecting something.
Well, yeah, you
So
want to
that's
get
a
it out of there.
That's a positive
Positive
thing
to get-
too.
But I'm not talking about like what's positive to lose. I'm talking about just what gross. I don't know. I thought you guys. I guess
Yeah, I
blood's
suppose
scary, but it's not
gross. Is a
gross.
different.
I mean, is it gross or
it
I
could.
don't
Yeah, I
blood's
mean,
kind of gross?
tear. Yeah, have you ever seen just a really messy crier? Someone who just like a grown adult that still cries like they're a young child, to where they're just
Well, I had
tears
a
and
problem
snot
with.
everywhere.
I used to be so annoyed by people crying because I'm a really quiet crier.
I've gone to church a lot of my life, and there's a lot. I mean, I've hugged a lot of people that have had a lot of emotion going on in their facial area, and it
Yeah.
got onto my clothing. And I remember,
Never, did you think it was gross?
and I remember thinking at the time, like, this is a beautiful moment that I can't wait to
Be over.
wash. like,
Oh, I got these tears on me. Tears aren't gross to me.
no, I'm talking like snot and tears and
Oh yeah, because snot comes down when you're really crying.
yeah,
I think we all can agree poop's the grossest.
yeah.
What's worse, vomit or urine?
Well,
Depends on the vomit.
depends
I
on the
guess.
situation.
If it's beer vomit, it's not that bad.
I mean, like, really, it's like depends on who it is. Really, like,
Who it is?
I mean, let's say
I think vomit's gross
you're-
no matter where it
you know,
comes from.
you're-
I mean, baby
you're a
vomit.
CNA. You're cleaning up after someone who can't clean up after themselves, or if you're cleaning up after a child, or
Yeah.
that as a parent, like, it's just different. I
Yeah.
mean, I remember even before I was a parent, my nephew throwing up at my grandparents' house, and I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, buddy, like, I gotta help this kid. Like,
Yeah.
what can I do to help? Because he was just a small kid, but like, you see the girl that's I don't know, or the guy that is at the bar, and you just love to hate them because of X, Y, and Z, whatever they're different from you as. And then when they get loaded and start, you see them later puking.
Oh yeah. Well,
That's
alcohol-
different to where you
alcohol
almost,
puke-
I remember younger seeing those situations.
How many did you put? 2 in the big one?
And thinking to myself,
Calvin's our tea bitch.
like, thinking to myself, like, oh, like, as their friends are helping them out, like feeling bad for their friends and
More, yeah.
but not that person. Like, I just remember thinking, like, you're stupid, you drank too much.
Yeah.
I feel bad for your friends now. Like, in those situations,
Well, don't go drink with those people.
when they start throwing up all over their friends, that's gross. When they start throwing up in the vehicles, I mean, that situation's different. My kid throwing up in a restaurant in front of other people, I'd fight anyone that had an issue with that. Right there in that store as I'm cleaning up, if they started saying anything, like, I would, physically, like I would punch them in the face. Like, are you serious? You're gonna say something?
Well,
to
baby's
to
gonna pass.
embarrass my kid right now, but
Babies get a pass.
it's a situation, like, whether it's, to me, I don't know, it's gross in certain situations.
I'm gonna
and
throw
it's-
vomit
and
next to doo doo, and then I'm gonna go urine down that way, and then zit cream. I didn't even think of that. That's really gross. That's really gross. I don't even want to think of that. But now that Calvin's back, we're gonna jump off this. You guys, you know how I normally do a Marry Fuck Kills? Well, this episode we're gonna get really weird, and we're gonna marry, fucking kill the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. You gotta marry one, you gotta have sex with one, and you gotta kill one to be erased from the world forever. So the 70s, the 80s, and the 90s. We're talking film, music, everything. You gotta
That's really tough.
you gotta marry one, you gotta kill one, you gotta have sex with one.
Jeez. Well, I would make love in the 70s because I think there possibly
So
would
you're gonna
be
make love
less-
with the 70s.
There would be less diseases.
Oh yeah, because that.
All right.
Yeah.
I would marry the 80s because 1984, 1985.
1985, when I was born.
You cannot argue with me
on film
that
for sure.
there is better films.
That's the best film year ever. I just reviewed two 1985 movies: Pee-wee's Big Adventure and Mad Max Thunderdome. What's Thunderdome isn't the best Mad Max, but yeah, like Breakfast Club was 1985.
Yep.
Oh man,
we could
Weird
talk for
Weird
the
Science
rest of
and
the
Breakfast Club
podcast.
is 1985.
We could talk to the rest of the podcast
About 1985.
About 1985 film. Like
1985 was
we
awesome.
should almost.
And that,
I think we.
Can I also add that I was born in 1985,
I think we should we should do a podcast around your birthday.
which is in 20 days.
For 1985 films.
Yeah. Well, maybe
And video games. Like just everything
See,
about
I'm not a video game guy.
and the music, everything about 1984, 1985.
So you are gonna marry 1980s.
And then I'm gonna kill the 90s because man, there's just such bad music and bad movies and bad music that was
90s
forced
so
down
bad.
our throat in the 90s. I don't know what it was about the 90s. They took what they learned in the 80s when it came to like marketing and stereotypes.
I mean, the 90s was kind of a more sold out version of the 80s.
And
but
they tried to perfect how to just cram what was popular. You didn't steep it. You're
not steeping yours.
I have chai tea latte.
No,
You
have tea just like me.
I gave you one.
I
Steep it.
I didn't know that.
Steep it.
I thought I had chai tea latte. It's too late. You got to do it the moment.
Well,
I say we start over.
oh, we're gonna make Calvin do it again.
No,
All right.
we'll do it. But I'm
So
just saying,
Alex, the next one we'll steep it and we'll see
right.
if there's a difference. Alex is
should.
gonna have sex with the 70s. He's gonna marry the 80s and he's gonna kill the 90s. Calvin, the young buck. He doesn't even remember the 90s.
This is really, really tough, but I'm gonna marry the 90s just because, I don't know, that was my era. I was born in 88, so I don't know. And the 90s was popping, man. The economy was up. Everybody loves Bill Clinton. You know?
I was
It's
just
like-
gonna say Bill Clinton, but not
and
everybody
it was
loves
like,
Bill Clinton.
You know, we're trying to...
Not everybody.
Man, it's just, dude, and fucking Michael Jordan and shit. But, okay, but then I'm going to have
Sports?
sex. I'm going to have sex with the 80s, though. Because,
Okay.
you know, I was still born in the 80s. I got a lot of respect. You
Jordan
know?
was in the 80s.
I know. That young Michael Jordan, you know. I'm
You
going to
know.
fuck that all day. But, okay, so I'm married into the 90s for stability, you know, financial reasons.
Okay.
You know. And I'm so sorry,
You're
man.
killing the
I gotta
70s.
kill the 70s, and it's just, I'm sorry. I mean, God, so much great music, but
Hippies use the back door.
I'm sorry, man.
70s are cool, but no, yeah, I think I'm with you. I'm gonna most definitely have sex with the 80s because I have a thing for tan lines and 80s workout outfits. Okay, I got a thing. I thought the 80s were beautiful. I like the big hair. I like the rosy cheeks. Makeup hit. I mean, you're right. There was some epidemics in the 80s that were no good that made it scary. But I'm still gonna do that.
Rest in peace, Freddie Mercury.
Yeah. What do you think of that new movie? Well, anyway, maybe we'll talk about that later. But okay, and then the 90s. I don't know, man. Maybe I should marry the 80s. Because I mean, the 90s were kind of like the 80s, but
Dude, I just said what came natural.
I'm gonna kill the
Just roll
70s
with
too.
it.
I'm gonna
Roll
kill the
with it.
70s too because everybody was just hopped up. I mean, I just feel like every girl was like Jenny from Forrest Gump in the 70s. You know what I mean? Like just
have to
free
disagree.
love, and I just like I don't think love mattered. So I'm not gonna marry that. I feel like I don't know, man. I mean, I don't know that much about the 70s, but I do watch a lot of films. And the only good 70s movies were like 78, 79. And then if you go back to the 60s, I thought the movies were better. I thought the beginning of the 70s, there was war. There was all kinds of other
Got
stuff.
real weird.
Yeah, art wasn't booming in the 70s. So I'm gonna marry the 80s because I love the 80s and I love the women of the 80s. And then I am gonna have sex with the 90s because I want the 80s to last forever. I think I'm going 80s is better than the 90s. And then, I'm going to kill the 70s just because, and not that I don't like folk music, not that I don't think hippie chicks are cute and flowers. I just feel like that would have been a depressing time that we could erase from the world. I think that if we erase the 70s from the world, the movies that would be gone in the 70s, sure, like Alien 1, we would just start Aliens. Aliens was good. I don't know. Yeah. I'm marrying the 80s. I'm having sex with the 90s. 90s were fun. I'm killing 70s.
If we would have had some type of apocalyptic moment at the end of the 80s, right when, 89, I believe that's when the wall came down in Berlin, like all of a sudden, like this momentum built. I could be off with my date and I just sound like an idiot. But, just momentum was building.
Reagan was dope.
Momentum was
People
building.
say that, but was Reagan dope?
What if all of a sudden we went back to frontier times right after computers and cocaine's, the 80s,
Yeah.
Like right after learning just a better, I don't know where I'm going with that. But I was looking at your cup. I was like, I just realized it was a dog.
The dog with a
That has a
with
coffee
a cup
cup on his head. And I'm thinking to myself, why? But then why not?
Why not?
And especially since it looks like Tanner, and I was like,
Yeah, that's my dog Tanner.
Okay, so you're saying
I'm saying
the world.
if we had gone back to a frontier era, right after the 80s, what would the 2000s would have been like?
Hopefully better.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It
I don't know,
depends
man.
on the time.
I mean,
you
I'm not.
know, it's
You're probably saying it'd be worse, but man,
every
we have
time
been
period
ruining-
It was all-
evolved, obviously,
We've
from the
been
next.
growing
so
in a positive and negative.
negative.
That's like the new.
It's because you're laying down.
Yeah. I somehow said the word naked
Negative.
with negative.
Negative.
We are talking so much about things tonight that blow my mind. Anyway,
Yeah.
if we went, what if we're doing good and bad exponentially?
So what are these 3 different kinds of sushis?
And what if we had actually went? Oh yeah, it's 3 different kind of sushis.
You can finish your thought. I'm
No,
sorry.
what if we had gone? What if we had gone back to rebuilding this earth rather than digging it out for 10 years? And what if we had learned from that for 10 years, and then all the sciences that we had developed in technology, what if it was, I don't know. I suppose we would have to have still.
What if
taken
AOL never
precious-
came along
precious
and everybody didn't
materials.
become selfish pricks?
I don't know.
We're not talking about the 2000s.
Can't
We're not
have
talking
one-
about
one
the
without the other.
2010s. We're talking about before the world became technological.
Technological.
Technology. How do you say that? Technically stupid. Technically evolved, and we became, I don't know. I'm just talking about the golden eras. The 70s and the 80s beat the 2000s,
Yeah,
2010s.
that's just my
And I just
take.
wanted to rate those
Of why I would have killed the 90s is,
because it was right before.
I don't know. It was such a good time in my life. Middle school, high school. I mean, there were some low times, definitely low times.
1999 was a good year,
But it was a good.
but it wasn't as good as 1985.
It was a good time. Like 99. I graduated high school in 1999.
That was 2004. All right, we're gonna move on. Sushi. Let's talk about the sushi. They look like 3 different types of sushi, and I've only tried one kind of sushi. What kind of sushis are these? Are they just California roll, shrimp and avocado roll, spicy crab roll. Each of us is gonna take one. I got dibs.
I'll take spicy crab.
I'll take California roll. So Calvin, you're gonna get shrimp and avocado, or should we all do the same one? Should we all do the California roll
And then give our opinion.
and then take a break, give our
just put a
opinion?
dip in.
Just put a dip in?
Yeah.
What kind of is this the dip? Is this the dip episode?
Dip in.
I'm just
Such dedication.
Is this the
Such dedication.
I tell you what, Calvin, when we do that would be actually kind of fun. We could do like Sandlot, and then we could all put a dip in our mouth and not spit.
Oh,
These are
no
fucking
thank you.
And then do that, and then the first person to
This
puke.
is like candy. It's a pouch.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not so bad.
It's not so bad.
All right, I'm sorry. You could have had your dip. It's fine.
No,
but I just
I didn't. I forgot we were doing this.
there's no
Let's do it.
chopsticks. And do we need this soy sauce? Do we have to put the soy sauce on it? I don't know anything
don't-
about sushi.
I don't.
Do we put this on there? Does it make it better?
You can.
Which one do I get?
You can
We're all
sprinkle
taking-
it on.
We're all gonna start here. and
You
then
can
we're-
put a little dab of wasabi on it, or have it after. I don't know.
All right.
I don't know the proper way of doing this. This
Okay,
is
so I'm gonna pick
Aldi's
up,
sushi.
Everybody do a California roll.
This is not.
Oh my god. Actually, see, my head wants to not like it, but actually it was pretty good.
My favorite sushi ever in my life was a couple that rolled it at Festival Foods next to United Healthcare when I worked there.
Okay.
I'd go there at lunch and
Tea and sushi. That California roll's good. That's a good California. I put some soy sauce on there. That was good. What did you guys think? Calvin, be honest, Calvin. If you don't like it,
Crab in it.
there's crab in it.
imitation.
Yeah, it's good.
Holy is that tea hot? Just spilt it on my lap. I was trying to wash down the dead fish. That was good.
The imitation dead fish.
That was good. Did you eat one? A California roll? Are you about to eat another one? No, wait. We all gotta do it together. We're gonna eat the California roll, and then we're gonna move on to the shrimp and avocado, and then we're gonna do the spicy crab.
But I'm hungry.
Well, then have a California roll. All right. So we just did Mary F. Kill. Now I talked to you guys. I told you a little bit about this. I want your top 3 classic male country singers of all time, starting from your number 3 to your number 1. Alex Holty.
Number 3. Boy, I would have to say
Did you not devise a list?
I totally forgot about it, but it's not hard. It's not
Blew
hard.
it.
I blew it.
Blew it.
It's on tape now. It's on tape. I'm gonna have to say Randy Travis.
Yeah, I remember him.
Good pick. Good pick. Yeah, I thought about him.
Randy Travis has a voice that I don't know.
He was good.
It's like the voice of angels. Excuse my cough.
It's got that deep.
Randy Travis.
That
I
deep
can't think of any of his
country
songs
sound.
right now, to be honest with you. But
I'm gonna love you forever.
help me drink this Calvin, because Alex is not.
I didn't like the raspberry.
Well, then grab a different kind. I got all.
We picked that as one of our wedding songs.
Did you?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Here, take a do you want original, or do you want a peach? I'm doing half and half.
Second favorite would have to be. Gosh, I would have to say.
Kanye West?
No,
Kanye Twitty?
I was gonna say Kanye Twitty, but I'm gonna have to say actually.
I don't even know who that
I'm
is.
gonna have to modify this.
70s.
I'm gonna have to say
That's
Albert
crazy.
Lee. Albert Lee.
I don't know who that is either.
Country Boy changed my life. Changed my life when I heard that song. And then number 1,
Dude, this California roll is good. I eat another one.
I'm gonna have to say Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash, the number 1. Good answer. I know who that is. Johnny Cash.
Yeah.
What about you, Calvin?
I think I'm going to go with number 3, Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw. Good answer. Too. I
Number
like that,
2,
too. Is he
Alan.
classic? Yeah, he counts.
yeah. Number 2, Alan Jackson.
Yeah.
Of course. And then number 1, George Strait.
George Strait, number 1.
Number 1, George Strait put
He's
out.
still making music too, ain't
He
he?
still put out hits, man.
Wow. Okay. Well, mine. So I did 5 just because I'm an overachiever. My honorable mention, Garth Brooks.
Amen.
Number 5, Garth Brooks, the Thunder Rolls, the Red Strokes.
I'm embarrassed
I
that I
listened.
didn't even think
I
of him.
listened to him when I was a kid, and I liked him. He's
I'm
classic.
I didn't know we
embarrassed.
had honorable mentions that he would have been.
My other honorable mention, my number 4, Willie Nelson.
Oh,
Yeah.
dang it! You know what?
You see,
I feel like a hypocrite now.
What do you mean?
well, we're going way back bluesgrass now, and like I wasn't even
I
thinking.
said classic country. That's
Yeah.
not modern.
Yeah, no, I'm totally. I mean,
Like,
I was thinking pretty much all
'Cause
not new bro country.
I'll be honest,
pop, you know.
I would have taken on. I don't know.
You would have moved Garth Brooks.
I'm just no. I would have taken off Randy Travis and put Willie Nelson.
Willie Nelson. All right. Well, I still got my top 3 yet. But no, you think those are good answers?
Excellent.
Okay. Willie Nelson. Love Willie Nelson. Don't let your how does that? Don't let your grow up to be cowboys, right? And then, oh God, yeah, he's good. I've listened to him for hours on rides home from tours and shows and stuff. But my number 3, Hank Williams.
Definitely.
Hank Williams, right?
Absolutely.
My number 2, is gonna be. Oh wait, do I only put 4?
Ooh, that's some good tea. What is this tea?
That is the sugar cookie tea, I think.
Mm.
And then,
Christmas.
yeah, I screwed up. I didn't do 5. I did 4. So Garth Brooks is number 4. Willie Nelson's number 3. Hank Williams is number 2, and then Johnny Cash is number 1. Hands down, Johnny Cash is amazing. I mean, Elvis.
You know, yeah, he is country. Obviously, I never thought. I thought he was so borderline country and rock and roll.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, well, he was gospel, and then he
But-
was like
But
country, and then
the more I think about it,
and
yeah,
then now he's
absolutely.
kind of just like Johnny Cash is Johnny Cash.
You guys ever seen his documentary? He looks just like Joaquin Phoenix.
That's not a documentary. That's the movie.
Oh, that is.
It was. Well, I suppose it's supposed to be true. I did like Walk the Line. I thought Walk the Line was dope.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
And Joaquin, and maybe Joaquin's the last truly great performance. I'm still supporting Joaquin. Like, I watched his new Amazon movie, You Were Never Really Here, and I watched that.
Do you know how
that
much
fake,
coke that movie bought him?
Yeah.
I really liked him.
He's never been the same since he did
in
that.
Signals. I'm just a huge M.
didn't
Night
see that.
Shyamalama Ding Dong fan.
Okay, so we did list. Now, so we did California rolls. Let's try these shrimp and avocado rolls, okay? So I'm going to take a shrimp avocado.
The last one we have to do with wasabi.
Okay, deal.
I'm not touching that shit.
You are too.
Not doing that.
Okay, so now a California roll was good and like way better than I thought it was going to be. Shrimp and
Let it
avocado.
be noted, Kelvin will put a tobacco pouch in his mouth, but not wasabi.
Absolutely.
Not as good as the other one. Not as good. I'm gonna keep it real, yeah. Yeah, the sushi's a lot better than I thought it would be.
Wash it down with some tea.
Well, tea's kind of tea goes with sushi, doesn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, totally.
Some hot sugar cookie tea to wash my
Yeah, no.
sushi.
Yeah, we're
down.
in Japan right now for sure.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
Tokyo.
all right, so we just did our top 3
You're
male country singers.
Such a racist.
I'm gonna get a
Native
little
American
serious
man.
right now. The album we did together is theme of alcoholism and giving up. We already kind of did a little bit, but tell me, where did that come from? How does it pertain to our lives? How true is it? Is alcoholism good for the music process? It's common, but I mean, I don't think you are, and I don't think I necessarily am either. I mean, I need it to perform, but why did the album end up being about giving up and alcohol? Where you go? I mean, you mentioned that it was from your earlier divorce.
Yeah.
Is it real?
Oh yeah, I was definitely drinking a lot more then. I wouldn't say that it influenced how well the songs came out, but
Right.
like over time they kind of turned into how they.
I mean, because especially The Remains, the song that we did together, like that is an obvious story of, you know, rock bottom, hitting rock bottom, realizing it, and I don't know. I mean, that's a. I mean, I
That's why I was saying earlier that I love the fact that my tones were coming from a time of sorrow, and loss and the way that you like overlaid them with your,
I mean, I'll give you credit, man.
with
Like
your
honestly,
rhythms of your vocals, and then the words that you use, but then just even in the timbre of your voice and the way that you just kind of just was like, I didn't know how else to say it like I did, but earlier I said marriage, like it was just such a marriage of our arts and crafts.
well, and I will give you credit
during
on
the
this
time
that
of loss.
I wrote every word to your sounds. So, on a lot of my projects, I'll
Well, you
write.
can tell,
I'll
yeah.
write lyrics to a different beat, and then that song won't work out, and I'll take those lyrics and I'll put them to something different, or I'll write something without a beat because I do write, just write. But everything that I did with you, it was took the beat, listened to it, and wrote what I heard, and I didn't have titles. I didn't have titles. I just heard the songs, and I think with the exception of maybe one, I wrote within an hour from hearing it. So I heard it, I interpreted, I put it out, and I'm happy that you saying that I succeeded at putting words to the sound and the emotion and where you came. And a lot of these songs are old, so I'll give you credit to that.
That's what's so funny about this process is that I'd come in, record most of the time the first take. Most of the time. I think Cal can attest to that. And then Cal would produce it, and then you'd put lyrics to it. So really, these songs, if we would have cataloged the time and energy put into it, Cal probably put the most time into it.
No, that's what mixers do, man.
And we
That's
kind
what
of
an engineer does.
We just did our thing, and most of the time it was like the first through third take of whatever we did.
Yeah.
And so me going, that's what I'm trying to get at, is me going to Texas and chopping that up. Like really, like we
Yeah.
could have put out this album like a half of a year ago.
You could already be done with the second one.
Yeah.
But it is what it is, and that's fine. And
happens for a reason.
and like it's a patient album. To get through the album, you have to be willing to listen. You have to be willing to give that. What is the runtime on that? 27 minutes. 21 minutes. So it's, I mean, asking 21, 22 minutes of a person these days is hard. But it is this journey. Like from the beginning of the album, it starts. Track 1, you take in the world and it eats you up. Track 2, bad happens. Track 3, you decide to quit. You think about quitting. Track 4, you seek help. Track 5, you find beauty in your life. Track 6, you recollect, you recognize the problem, and you fix the problem.
Yeah.
So like, it's a story.
It's beautiful.
It's a story of coming to age and living in the society where you live. Where Eau Claire, Wisconsin, you go out, you drink, you party, you mate, you make kids, and then you hope that your liver's not destroyed by the time that you decide to be an old man. I don't know. It's a testament of where we come from. It's a testament of the lives we're expected to live, and it's also a testament of being creative and the pressures of not being lazy and the pressures of moderating what you do. That's what it means to me. It is taking in the world. It is being killed by the world. It is wanting to give up. It's finding a reason not to give up, getting help, and then it's like, okay, this is what it was. Let's make something out of it. Take what you got remaining. I don't know.
No, it's very.
And I do, and I feel like the theme is alcoholism crushing your soul, making you want to quit, and then but being at the end, I think we're triumphant. I mean, it's up for interpretation if the guy fails or not, but yeah, I think it's a beautiful project too. Thank you, and that's why I'm glad we could do this. Momento Mori, but yeah,
I'm very glad that More Than Likes is on there. That is.
You wanted to cut it
the one song
because it didn't really fit.
The one song that it was actually originally for an album that we were making for a yoga studio.
Wasn't that Intake?
And a therapy studio that we were creating an album for that project. And it was one of those songs that I just came in, one evening, and it was just an idea. It was just a feeling. It was more of just kind of like a jam.
Yeah.
And it turned into Cal chopping it and making it sound a lot better than it
Added some
did.
big bass, dude. The bass is incredible on that album, Calvin. I got to give him that too, because the bass boost, like it's like a country folk album with big bass.
Yeah.
Which is like, I remember listening to the finals and like texting him and be like, dude, the bass is incredible, dude. Just wait till we put this on a big speaker. They're gonna feel their chest rumbling, but you're gonna be listening to acoustic guitar tones, dude.
Right.
It's unlike anything else, and I'm not trying to toot our own horn.
No.
But that's enough self promotion, guys. Check out the album,
Right.
Momento Mori, Bandcamp, probably on Spotify soon. When I get my ass in gear, or Paul helps me with it or something, or you guys do it or something. But I'm busy. All right, so are we gonna do the wasabi and the spicy crab roll? So we got a wasabi. Are you gonna do it, Calvin?
I'm not doing wasabi.
How do you open the wasabi? So wasabi's gonna open up your throat. I remember when I sang metal. Back in the day when I was like 16 years old, Paul Steyer, he used to give me wasabi beans and he'd rub them on the top of my mouth. Oh, dude, and it would be like painful. I gotta open up this wasabi thing.
You already have it.
Is it open?
I already gave you wasaba.
There's wasabi on it? That's that green stuff?
Yeah.
All right.
Damn, this is already a little hot.
Oh, wasabi. Whoa! Honestly, it's not that bad.
Opens the nasal cavities.
Oh, it's like, I don't know. Is the sushi hot or is the wasabi hot? Because I think I like.
Sushi's a little hot.
I think I like the wasabi, but I'm not sure if I like the spice of the thing. I think wasabi's good. Give me more wasabi. Put a little more wasabi on there, wasabi man. Wasabi. I like the wasabi, I think. Oh, maybe I don't. That's a weird taste.
It's so weird.
Oh!
Wish everyone could see your face.
So weird.
Oh, it's hit me now. Woo! Fuck that. Oh. But now it's gone. It's quick.
These are good though.
It is quick. But just the idea you're sloshing it down with a twisted tea, you're just like,
Oh.
boy, I'm gonna eat this.
I'm probably going to have some weird heartburn tonight.
I'm gonna eat this natural product from Germany, Aldi's.
Is it Germans?
I'm gonna drink it
right.
down with some Coke.
We're going to get really hard.
Coca-Cola.
Are you focused, Alex? He's going to need your help, Calvin.
It's pretty late, but I'm trying.
Calvin, you're
Get
going to...
hard.
I'm trying.
Get hard.
What?
I'm
Oh yeah, we.
flexing my pectorals.
Oh, well, because it
One
sounds
thing.
like you're talking about a wiener.
Can't tell because they're not very big.
Okay, guys, this is going to be very hard. I want you to describe the color blue to a blind person.
How long have they been blind?
Always.
Do they have an... Or
Their
so they,
entire lives.
Nobody's ever seen the color blue.
Helen Keller,
Describe
but she can't hear you.
the color blue to a blind person. How would you do it? I'm going to try too. But you're the guest, Alex, so you got to start. Is it impossible?
Boy.
Calvin?
Mind blown. Well, I would say it's blue's like one of my favorite colors, but it really depends on what type of blue. But it's just, I don't know. I would say, well, what does a blind person see? Just darkness, you know?
Or is it
Or
all white
how
or is it
do
all
you-
black? They can't describe it to you
Well,
because
here's
they've never
the-
seen
I
anything
would
to
say
compare it to.
imagine emptiness.
You have to describe the color blue to somebody that's never seen anything.
Here's
that doesn't
the
understand
deal.
color.
Okay, so
What-
I would say.
what do we actually see?
I would say
I mean, I feel like I could do it, but
Our
I want to see you guys
eyes
do it first.
actually perceive the light that is being reflected off of that object.
Well,
So our eyes are actually not seeing the true color of that object because that object either absorbs color and light or light spectrum or it reflects it. It bounces off.
Yeah,
So
if you want to
truly,
get technical.
What do we truly see? Is my blue the same as your blue?
Nobody knows. Well, yeah, no, I think we see, unless you're colorblind, we're seeing the same color because we could be, and I have the easiest way to describe blue to a blind person. Cold.
I
blue,
kept thinking
blue,
water.
okay.
I kept
Blue,
thinking putting
yeah, well,
their
and I
hand
was
in
about
water.
to say
cold
wet.
water.
Cold, wet. Okay, what else? Blue is what you would imagine cold breath to be. Like, I would describe the color blue as like winter breath.
I think I came up with it.
You just think
You
you
would say,
came
well-
up with it?
Well, you would say, well, you're blue. Well, it means you're sad, right?
Well,
Great. That's exactly
Right?
as he was thinking it. Because
not-
how do they?
And that goes
I
along
wouldn't
with
know
what
how
you
they
said.
process their
what
thoughts.
you said, Corey. Actually, that's what got me thinking of that.
Yeah.
Because coldness, is kind of
Put 'em in the cold.
Blue represents that.
So tell them their
Colors
hamster
have
died.
feelings too, man.
Sure.
When you get sad, you feel literally the color. There's more to color than just what you see. Colors are more powerful than that to me.
So if you got a blind friend,
Cold,
take them outside,
sad, wind,
take their
water.
coat, kick them in the butt, tell them their hamster died, and pour water on them and
But
say,
that's
"There's blue, buddy."
that's blue.
right.
And they're like, "I get it now."
But will they? That's the good question, man. Because
no,
It
probably
must be
not.
so
Because
weird.
even if a lion
Exactly.
learned English, would we understand the dialect that they use?
it'd be so weird.
I have no idea what I'm talking
Being
about.
blind, no, being blind would be so weird. I mean, you don't know unless you are blind. I wish we had a blind person, and then we could actually tell him colors, and he'd be like, "I don't get it. You guys are dumb." So we'll find out.
I
But
wish we had a blind person, he says.
Quote of the pod.
oh, God.
Corey, we quote you a lot. Yesterday, I sent Calvin, I purple bleed.
I have a purple bleed.
Because we love your one-liners.
Well, see,
You have so many
Mason
one-liners.
gave me shit about that, where he was like, "You purple bleed," because I'm an Eagles fan, and he's a Vikings fan, and I was like, I didn't mean it like that. I meant like, to me, it was like bleeding through a bruise.
Well, right. And don't they say, like, when blood's in the body, it's more of a purple color?
Yeah, I took
Because
it
there's no
as
light. Because when
you were damaged, but you weren't giving up any of your blood from that. You weren't-
purple is also like, it does stand for
Like it was a bruise. Like you were saying, like, no,
Yeah.
my skin's thicker than that.
yeah.
Even though you hurt me, and you can see that you hurt me,
Which I guess
you're not going to get the satisfaction of my blood.
Yeah.
That's how I saw it. It was a
I
bruise.
I saw it like, as
yeah,
a
like
deep
bleeding,
wound.
bleeding through, bleeding through a bruise.
Yeah.
Yeah, but which is
Yeah.
exactly what you're saying, though. Which yeah, I like that. I actually think of that a lot too, and I was like,
You were gonna to heal internally. You were not gonna heal due to external.
ooh,
You
I
know-
love it when people make more of that. But
That I thought of just now as I had a couple seconds to think about it and
all
drink
right,
my
I got
tea.
one more
Drinking
question.
tea makes you smart.
I got one more crazy question, and it's the shock question, and it's
Oh,
not even
great.
that bad. It's not that
I already
bad.
sound like a fool. No, I'm just kidding. You
Um,
can edit that out.
well, not anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Maybe.
My shot question, and I've had worse. It's a would you rather. Alex, would you rather eat shit that tasted like chocolate or eat chocolate that tasted like crap?
Eat chocolate that tasted like crap. Obviously, it's called 90% coca or whatever. like the coca bean.
So
or
you
whatever.
want to taste
It's
crap.
very
So
bitter.
you actually
it's very
have.
bitter. It's horrible. My wife. It's
Oh, you've had chocolate
for,
that
like,
tasted like
Yeah,
crap.
but he's
bean
talking
or-
actual shit.
like
aren't you?
Yeah.
it is what I imagine the
I'm saying-
poops to taste like.
Would you rather go through the experience of actually having to taste poop, but it being chocolate, or
Of
would you?
course. Why would I put bacteria and stuff that your body rejects in your my
Yeah,
mouth
you're right.
and think like,
I mean, I agree.
I'm so
Because
glad
it
this
tastes like
tastes good.
chocolate?
Because like somehow that's gonna.
Like,
then again, I do eat McDonald's and I forget what that is as soon as that goes in my mouth. As soon as I mean, it's like 10 minutes after eating McDonald's.
One of my favorite
every
foods is hot
time
dogs.
I'm like, what am I doing with my life? But for some
So it's
reason
crap.
I forget
it's
that.
literally got the same chemical properties of shit, but it tastes
like good chocolate.
I'm not gonna do that.
I'm sure you would get okay. I couldn't do
nothing-
that because you would get sick eventually. Even though it would taste good, you would get real sick.
But what if it was wasabi that tastes like chocolate? Never mind.
Then I would probably eat
I tried
the wasabi.
I tried to throw a wasabi joke in there and I failed miserably. I think I'm hitting a wall.
Well, we
mentally.
can cut that out.
Wasabi.
Good. Cut that out, please.
So yeah, I don't know. And then so you're not gonna eat crap. You're gonna eat chocolate that tastes like crap. You're gonna eat chocolate that tastes like crap. I'm also gonna eat chocolate that tastes like crap. I'm just gonna swallow it and get over it. I mean, I'm doing all right with knowing that there's sushi in my belly right now. But if I knew that
But
there's
it's not
crap
real
in
fish.
my belly, well,
What's your thoughts on fish? Like
eating fish? Honestly,
I
I've loved fish sticks. And like,
so you like
fillets.
breaded fried fish?
Yeah, and like if you fry some like fish fry is good, but yeah, like I don't know, salmon
stuff
salmon doesn't
flies
get
through
me.
me.
Salmon doesn't.
If salmon's prepared,
The more
well,
expensive the fish, the less I like
love
it.
salmon.
Yeah,
We make some good salmon on the grill.
it depends how it's prepared, though.
I mean, I guess it
It could
seems
be
like
really
the
good.
more I pay for fish or the more expensive fish is, I do not like to eat fish. But the cheaper and the more processed it is.
Exactly.
Oh man, with some tartar
And
sauce on
deep
that and
fried
give it to
and
me.
shit.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never ate a raw fish besides like this, and then that one other time I ate a California roll. I seen a buddy bite a head off of a live fish once, which was, and then he just spit it out. But it was like
That's crazy.
Hardcore.
How big of a fish?
Was he trying to get a
he
goat?
like caught it, and they're like fishing, and then somebody was like, "Oh, I bet you won't like bite off the head," and he just did it.
Wow.
I'm not.
Was
gonna
he from Chippewa?
Yes.
That a boy.
But anyways, so yeah, so that concludes it. That's the pod TCast party. Alex Holty, Calvin Creapeau. Before we go, I'm going to give you an opportunity, and I do have one more thing.
What?
But before I do that one thing, I'm going to give you the opportunity to give props, to rant, open stage. What do you love? What do you hate? Anything you want to say? Anybody you want to thank? Any props you want to give? Any I hate this in the world. I love this in the world. I don't know. Open.
Props would be listen to Greg Gilbertson's "Surviving the Echoes." And
Great. Oh, the local artist.
heck yeah.
Okay, I met him once. And I haven't even listened to it yet, but he's got all this buzz. Is it really that good?
Oh, it's so good. It lives in my CD player.
I mean, I saw him at
in my
open mic
vehicle.
once,
Yeah,
and I've been hearing good things. Is he part of the Toy Car Studio crew, or?
I think he recorded there, but I'm not positive.
Okay.
Not positive.
All right, I will do that. Everybody else do that. Greg Gilbertson, what?
Surviving the Echoes.
Good job. Okay. What else?
Rant is kindness matters. Be kind.
Stop being mean.
It just matters.
It does.
It matters. Guys.
I'm nice. Dude, my heart is like leaking and bursting in
just
love
saying in
and
general. I'm
kindness.
just saying in general.
But yeah, I'm a grumpy guy. Don't talk to me before I get my coffee. I'm a crabby, but sometimes people need
I'm a
that.
jerk. I'm a my name's Alex Holty, and
Why-
my nickname is A-hole
Oh, so like Alex Hall.
because I forget all the time
Al-hole?
that it matters, but it does.
You're not nice
I'm-
to
I'm
people?
telling
Are
myself-
you telling your
I'm telling myself it. That's my rant of just like, hey, don't be like me. Be nice. Be
All right.
kind.
At the end of every podcast, I pretend that I have a cartoon that I draw, and everybody I meet becomes a animal cartoon character that can talk and communicate and goes into the Fathom animation world. Calvin, as always, is a giraffe. I'm a silverback gorilla. And I was stuck between two animals with Alex Holty.
So I can be a hybrid of the both?
I thought you were a shark.
He's a gopher.
The kind that lady in the tramp that's like, say, sonny, can I bite that off?"
Yeah, that's you. Well, that's Winnie the Pooh, though.
No, I could have sworn those Lady in the Tramp were in
No, that's Winnie the
Hey.
Pooh. Yeah,
Hey, can I?
Winnie the Pooh.
No, it's
Isn't
when they're
Isn't that Winnie the Pooh?
they're at the zoo and he's
Can
got
you
the
do your
muzzle.
Pet Cemetery?
He's got the muzzle.
You don't want to go down that road. That road there leads to Pet Cemetery. He's never seen Pet Cemetery.
Oh, it's been years.
You don't remember it either. They're
You
remaking
did
it.
You said it like
You
30
don't wanna
times
go,
last
you
night.
don't
and
want to
it
go
was
down
just
that road,
geeking me
Colin.
out.
That road is taking a lot of lives. That's a nasty road. I was gonna say you're a beaver, but now you're. But I was like, no, he's a gopher. Gopher, giraffe, silverback gorilla, and a shark is my favorite animal. That's my spirit animal. But I look like a
silverback gorilla.
I look
he
like
says.
a silverback gorilla, dude. Have you seen how hairy my back is?
And I look
it's
like
graying.
a gopher.
You like it when I'm the animator, so it's my rules, and I take what you look like and I morph you with an animal, and you're a gopher. Shiny boy,
Gopher.
Alex Holty the gopher. But anyways, thank you for listening to Fathom Podcast. We're gonna try to rip out a bunch of like 6 new ones. Thanks for listening. Check out Momento Mori, Bandcamp, guffrecords.com. Thank you, Calvin. Congratulations to everybody. Shout out to the world. Peace out. Thank you.
yeah.
Have a good night. See you later, Alex. See you later, Calvin.
See you guys.
You guys are awesome.